But for the atonement,
Look
there's
up,
still like a sprinkle.
down and around. And you can see the stones that were thrown down by the Romans in 70 AD. And to the left, you see the marketplace. They sold and exchanged money before going into the temple to make sacrifices. You can see in respect to the people in the background there, the size of this temple foundation. And amazingly enough, the temple went up another third higher than this. And right there, to the right here, you have Robinson's Arch. At one point, when they first discovered this whole bottom part here was still underground. So this was all excavated. So I'm here at the Temple Mount looking directly at Robinson's Arch. One of the things I wanted to show was this area here. You see the rock with the hole in it. That rock stone there is estimated to be 250 tons. Egypt, just to give you a frame of reference, was built with 2 to 4 tons. So this is a massive building, and this corner here was probability where Jesus was tempted to throw himself down. And this area around here, you can't see it here, but that would have been the city, so it would have been a public event. And this is also where the priest would have blown the trumpet to give a trumpet call and also to proclaim the beginning of Sabbath. And there's actually a bigger stone that was found over here by the minaret, right below it, and that was where a 300-ton stone. So what I'm looking at here is that Tyropoeon highway right here, and it's part of the Tyropoeon Valley. This is just another view of where the temple is, the Temple Mount. What's interesting about this, it's just a slightly different view, but what I wanted to show you is a Tyropoeon way here. The Tyropoeon means cheesemaker, and interesting enough is that from this point of view you can see that this was an area of the marketplace and possibly cheese was sold here, but it shows also that this was an area of business, and so it probably was like that even in Jesus' times, when Jesus confronted the patrons there, turning his temple into a market of thieves, a den of thieves, that the marketplace was right where the temple would have been, right close. So this here is the other side of the Temple Mount, the very top there. See if you can see it, but it's quite large. You can see it compared to the trees here and the walkway area. And as I'm turning around, you can see all the way around different places in the town, the modern part of Israel there, and there it is. And here is the other side, the length of the temple. You may not be able to see it, but there's another doorway down and up. I'll come up a little bit so you can see. Down where that gentleman is located, way over there, you can see him. That's the other entryway up to the top of the temple. And across the way here is the Mount of Olives. This is where in Jerusalem they bury their dead. And it's also in reference to when Jesus talked to the Pharisees about being whitewashed tombs. And we come across here to the modern Jerusalem. You can see it here, and quite a large city. And in the midst of the city here, if you look down to where the people are on the buses, past them is the Kidron Valley. And we walk across here. And this is where Jesus spoke about being living water. This was in the time of Sukkoth, or the Festival of Booths, when it was in September, when cisterns in Jerusalem were low and people were probably more likely to be thirsty. and he was saying he is the living water, which would be reference to rivers or streams or springs. And the spring that they would get that water from is the Gihon Spring, which is, you can't be here, but it would be over to the west more, but to the Gihon Springs, which is the base of where Hezekiah's tunnel comes out. Anyway, so currently we are heading up towards the Temple Mount, and this is the area around it. We're actually on this bridge. You can see all the way around, and to give you a point of reference, this is the Wailing Wall. This is pretty exciting because we weren't able to make it in our last class. So we're on top of the Temple Mount, and you can see some of the Arab women over here. As I turn around, you can see all the area here, and we haven't. This is the area that we came from. That was the entry from the ramp that we had. And this is our group here. I'm currently in Jerusalem on the Dome of the Rock, the Temple Mount, and I'm walking up the stairs currently to it. And you could probably see it through the pillars here as I walk up. You can see the general area. Like all the way around. You can see the Muslims up here. Just wanted to give an idea of the surrounding area. There's the other temple across the way there. This is quite an amazing size. It takes up about 35 acres. It's the largest area dedicated to a single god. There was in Greece polytheism, and the Parthenon was probably just as big, but it was dedicated to multiple gods. But this, during the time before the Muslims came and built this, the temple center of it would have been right here. This is 24 karat gold. It was about 14 million in 1995 to put that plate on there. You can see the intricate designs and the front way area here, and over here as well. So where I am right now, from the Temple Mount, you can see the Mount of Olives, and you can see all the tombs that are on the entire mount. People believing that when Christ comes again, he'll come on that mountain. You'll all be raised to Christ. As I walk through slightly over to this way, one thing that you can see is the Church of Mary Magdalene right here, and directly front is the Church of Weeping, where Jesus wept before the night he was crucified. And so, to give you an idea, as I come around this way, you can see here the Temple Mount area. So, and Jesus would have seen this from Mount of Olives, and from the Temple Mount, which is a mosque now, but it would have been a part of the temple, but he would have seen all of that in front of him. Okay, so currently I'm facing north, and as I come around, you can see the different parts of the Temple Mount from this direction. And this would be on the western side of the Temple Mount. And I come around, you can see the different architectures. And the minaret there. You can see the Arabic writing on the wall here. And you can come all the way around. down to where I started. So we have just left the Temple Mount, and the exit door is in that direction, and they force you to go through a vendor's in order to get to the exit. This is amazing. I did not expect to go through this before leaving the Temple Mount, but I had to film it because nobody would believe me if I didn't film it.